gives him his life in total self-service. And so
Yeah,
by modeling that, he doesn't need to talk about humility in the Sunday homily. He simply lives it. Again, like Pope Francis does in our daily life. So we don't often see that. Sometimes, again, I can think of lots of instances where, priests kind of might blow people off or a bit rude and stuff like that, or impatient, and, we all have human weaknesses. And so we just have to keep praying. And then we have to think of all the times we've done that to other people and stuff like that. And, but things like the virtues, there isn't often, you're right, even like a lot of homilies on virtues. They try to preach the gospel, and unless it, which is odd because even if you were trying to preach doctrine or something, and you took the Summa Theologia as your model, if you were a Dominican priest or something, most of the Summa talks about the virtues. Yeah, most of it's more with theology, and it just has like, St. Thomas has like over 80 virtues he talks about in the Summa and stuff like that. And so there's lots of preaching material in that, and for whatever reason, I don't know, sometimes they talk about the dog instead or something, so you have to kind of put up with whatever happens in parishes. But no, but you're right, we just have to keep reading the Gospels, keep praying, looking at our Lord, and again, we just have to model that humility for others, and they can see that in us, whether or not we're in positions of authority in the church or priests or bishops and things like that. And Mother Teresa, when she was at this point, when we say that, the crowd that says they want women to be priests and women have no power or authority in the church, I mean, honestly, that's just a bunch of baloney, because people like Mother Teresa, when she was alive, we would have tremendous power. And she had no money, she had no influence. How did she influence others? It was simply by her humility.
Serving,
Who could possibly say no to Mother Teresa when she asked her a question? Not even the Pope would say no to her. They were just like, yes, Mother, anything you want. Open up a house here, we'll help you with sisters, and then it's through humility that renders tremendous power, spiritual power in the church in that regard.
Actually, Frank Dove, he wrote in the handbook, if you don't have humility, you have nothing. I actually had missed that, and one new member 2 years ago, she mentioned it, and then it struck me, and then, I missed that. I was so grateful ever after, and always think about it. Yeah. And I said I've been a member of Legion of Mary for 20 years.
Right. Yeah, everything's in the handbook. I marked off here,
Yeah.
you could just randomly flip through this. Cardinal points of the Legion Apostolate, number 13. Seek out and talk to every soul. I mean, basically, that's magnanimity and humility, that we simply preach the gospel to everyone that we meet. The essence of religious work is the desire to reach every individual, to take into the sphere of its apostolate not merely the neglectful, not alone the household of the faith, not only the poor or the degraded, but all and everyone. I mean, it's just, you need a big heart to do that, and you need to be humble to do that.
Actually, the rich and the professionals, like Mother Teresa would have said, they were very poor,
Right, yes.
Right.
People with lots of money and power
Right.
tend to be spiritually poor rather than materially poor. Do you have a question?
Yes, Father. A couple of points. I've heard it time and again.